I'm not sure. You just face the spinners. I don't really know how to answer that. There's no real outside noise there. It's just playing and practicing and trying to get in the groove of what it's likely to be out in the middle as much as possible. So we've had a good hit out, a few good sessions in Bangalore, and then a few good ones, or a good one today here. So guys are shaping well and ready to get going.
Ollie? Steve, you've had a bit of a look at the pitch now. What did you think?
Pretty dry, particularly one end that I think will take a bit of spin, particularly the left arm spinners spinning it back into our left-handers. There's a section there that's quite dry. Other than that, I can't really get a good gauge on it. I'm not sure. I don't think there'll be a heap of bounce in the wicket. I think it'll be quite, for the seamers, quite skiddy, and maybe a bit of up and down movement as the game goes on. The cracks felt quite loose. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. We'll wait and see when we get out there.
Carol Rahul suggested that India might look at playing free spinners given what you said about the pitch there. Is that something you would encourage? I know you also left it, but is that something you'd encourage to look at?
Possibly. I think if Greenie was fit, it'd definitely be more of an option. Without him, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I think we've got a strategy meeting this afternoon where we'll have a talk about what we think, but ultimately it's down to the selectors to pick the team they think's best for the surface, and we'll wait and see.
What is more difficult, to play on pace bowlers on a bouncy track or to play spinners on a turning track?
A bouncy track or a seaming track?
Seaming track, I would say.
Yeah, bouncy tracks, some of them can be pretty flat. Good question. It's pretty hard to play the seaming ball. I think obviously the ball's coming a lot quicker, and it's very difficult, I think, to play a seaming ball. If the ball's spinning, you can still have plans in place to try and counter that. And then, hope for the best. But I think the guys have been working a lot on their plans and their methods of how to go about it best when the wicket's flat and when the wicket is spinning. So hopefully our training has been really good and we can implement everything we've practiced out in the middle for long periods of time as batters.
Steve, you say a lot of your batting is based on how you feel and all that. I remember last time for you, you had a very good series from memory, but how do you feel this time going into the series? Do you feel like you're in that zone you were a few years back?
Oh, it'll be tough to say till I get out in the middle, but I feel like I'm in a good place. I've had some really good training, some long hits the last week. Feel like I'm hitting the ball nicely, so fingers crossed I can replicate something like I did in 2017.
Steve, Australia practiced in Alu, Bangalore, and there was this bowler, Indian bowler, who impersonates Ashwin. Is the Australian team overthinking about Ravichandran Ashwin, considering the past performances against Australia and India?
No, not really. He's just another off spinner. I guess Mahesh that we had in bowling bowls in a similar style to Ashwin, but we've also had plenty of other off spinners bowling to us as well. So no, I don't think we're overthinking things. We obviously know that Ash is a very good bowler, particularly in these conditions, but all around the world as well. So of course he's going to be a challenge for us, but hopefully we've got the tools in the kit bag to counter that.
Steve, if you look at this kind of wickets, the way you have described it, seems like 300 runs scored. It's fast scored in the first innings maybe. So, do you, as a batting unit, do you consider to get the number by playing some shots aggressively? Because England have recently played Pakistan and they had their particular method. Can we see a similar kind of batting plan from your team?
I think in the first innings in particular, it depends what the surface is doing. If there's not a lot of natural variation and not a lot of spin, then I think you need to make really big scores and take some time out of the game, get some traffic on the wicket, and then obviously the game will speed up at the back end. So if it is If it is spinning from ball one, then I think it's about having plans in place to be, proactive against the spinners. You've got to be scoring runs because one will have your name on it if you just sit there and defend. So you have to be proactive, and that's sort of the way we're looking at it. And yeah, hopefully we can do it really well.
Does anyone over here? No? Oh, we'll go up the back, sir.
I guess back behind me.
Back. I do. Oh, sorry. My apologies. Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah, Steve, obviously, how big a blow is Hazelwood's accessibility, and what sort of positive does Scott Boland and Lance Morris bring and what do they bring to the table in the Australian team?
Yeah, we obviously know Hoff's a quality bowler, so he's a big loss for us. He's played here before as well, so he knows the conditions and lengths to bowl. But then obviously we've got Lance and Scotty. Scotty's done amazingly well in every test match he's played so far. I think his lengths will suit this wicket, skidding to the top of the stumps, particularly if there's some reverse swing that comes into play throughout the game as well. So, and Lance obviously has the airspeed. So we've got a couple of options there that we can go with. We've got plenty of spinners here as well that we can look at. So. We'll wait and see which way we go, but yeah, hopefully we've got all the options covered.
Steve, you mentioned Cam before. Is he any chance the players are batter only, or is he looking pretty unlikely?
I don't think he is. I don't think he's even faced fast bowlers yet, so I dare say he won't be playing, but who knows, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, we'll wait and see. So yeah, I can't answer that one, I suppose, unless he pulls up really well tomorrow or something. I don't even know what he's done today. I was sort of focusing on my work, so yeah, we'll wait and see. But it's unlikely, I think.
All good. Oh, one in the back.
Yes, Steve, you've been Nathan Lyon's teammate pretty much through his entire career, and his bowling has grown and grown over the years. He's played over 100 tests. How much is it like in terms of bowling on the subcontinent? Like how much has bowling changed? You faced him in the nets as well, and it feels like he's become quicker as well. Like, could you talk about the evolution of his bowling?
Yeah, no, I think he's learnt a lot over the years, his experiences of playing in the subcontinent, different ways to go about it. I think back home in Australia you can kind of bowl your stock ball, which for him he gets over the top of the ball really nicely and uses the bounce on the surfaces in Australia. Here you see a lot of the spinners that are successful are the ones that come around the ball and get that side spin and get that natural variation, and he's learnt that, he's got that in his armoury now, and he mixes it up, whether he goes over the top for some, round some, a bit quicker with some, yeah, just to try and play on his terms, I suppose. So he's evolved really nicely over the years. He's played 100 test matches for a reason. He's a quality performer, so he's obviously going to be an important asset for us in this series, and yeah, let's hope he has a good one.
All good. Thanks, everyone.